Welcome to the Influency Podcast. I'm Hadar, and this is episode number 303. And today you are going to hear 6 inspirational English stories. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. I am so thrilled to share with you today's episode. We do it twice a year where we host a panel of students where they share their experience from being in my program, New Sound, which is, by the way, now open for registration. More information in the description of the podcast episode. And today they are going to share with you their journey and how New Sound has helped them, what is possible for them now that English is less of an obstacle or no longer an obstacle, and also give you some tips on how to succeed on this journey. These episodes are so inspiring, and I hope you will enjoy it as much as I have. Let's listen. Hello, everyone. I am so thrilled to be here with you today. Thank you so much for joining us for the Student Success Panel. I am so honored to introduce you to 6 of my incredible students who are going to share with you their success stories. They're going to share with you what it has been like for them when they felt that English was an obstacle. What was the main thing that has helped them develop, evolve, and improve, and then what is possible for them now after having worked on their English and having seen that they can really dismantle every obstacle that comes their way. So I am honored to introduce you to Andrea, yay, Jamie, Bushra, Fabio, Rafael, and Tiep. Welcome, everybody. I'm so happy to have you here. So as you're getting to know them and as everyone is joining us, I would love for you to just quickly introduce yourself so people know who you are, where you're from, and anything else that you'd like to share about yourself. So, Andrea, would you like to begin?
Okay. Oh my God.
It's 6 a.m. for Andrea right now, so good morning.
Oh my God, Hadar, I'm so happy to be here with these amazing people, and I miss everyone. And so my name is Andrea. I am from Brazil, and my native language is a Brazilian Portuguese. Today I am living in California. I don't know, I can say how I got here, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead. Of course.
Okay. So in
Please
2011,
do.
I immigrated to Canada first in 2011 with my family, with my husband, and I lived in Quebec, the state of Quebec, for 9 years. So Quebec is a state in Canada that they have 2 official language, that is French and English. So some people just choose to speak French, and some people just choose to speak English. Before I leave Brazil, I made some French course. So I chose to speak French because I was studying for that. But yeah, I had this basic English that I learned at school. But I don't know, I always felt really shy or afraid to speak English. I don't know. So in Canada, I used the French, as I said, for living and for my work too. So
So at work, you didn't even speak in English?
no, because people talk both language around me, but
Right.
I was always afraid to even to try to speak.
Mm.
So if I I have to talk in English with someone, it would be always by email,
Mm.
never by phone. For example, I wasn't able to speak and I wasn't able to understand what people were saying.
Yeah.
So,
Everyone is nodding, by the way, as you're speaking. All of us are like, yeah, we know that challenge, right? Have faced that. Yeah.
so yeah, so I when I had to communicate with internal people in the company or with clients, I always send email and say my communication will be always through email because my written English was better than speaking and understanding too.
Yeah.
So it was a complete disaster. I felt really frustrated because that,
I can imagine.
and also when I lived there in Canada, we had some friends that speak English, and when we hang out or they come over to our house to dinner or something like that, uh, I was always quiet
Mm.
and feeling like uh, sad, frustrated, and feeling like alone, invisible, because I was always pretending that I understand the conversation, but
Mm.
I was there in my corn, just watching and listen something that I didn't understand completely. Didn't understand.
What did that feel like? Like what did that made you feel? What did that make you feel
It's terrible. As I
pretending?
said, I was feeling like invisible. It was like I was not there because I
Mm.
couldn't participate. I felt really scared in my own house and my with the friends because my husband has my a better English than me. I don't know. I just speak French and I don't know. I was always avoiding the English.
Yeah.
I was scared
Yeah.
even to try.
I think what you said about feeling invisible is a big thing for a lot of people who are where you are at, both immigrants, right, like the immigrant experience, but also when when you know what is actually happening inside of yourself, and then you cannot express even half of it or a fraction of it. It really does make you feel, I always like to say, like a pale version of yourself or really invisible, especially if you feel like you're not a part of what's happening around. Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely. It's a feeling. I really wanted to be part of this, all of this, to be part. It's a really frustrating feeling.
Yeah.
So
So
uh,
that was your starting point before, when you said to yourself, I need to make a change.
yeah. So my husband at that in 2020 he got this offer to move to California, and here there was no French; it was just English.
Just
So
English.
yeah, so we moved to California in 2020, and it was really hard. It was in the middle of the pandemic. We
Gosh.
could talk with people closely. And when we could do this, people were wearing masks. I could even read lips, anything. It was the terrible, terrible. So my husband and I and the kids. At this time, I had my kids already. So we moved to a small apartment, and we had to manage our papers in the country, and we looked for schools and
Wow.
a house to live, and always was made by phone.
Mm.
Everything was made by phone at that time because people were not seeing each other in the middle of the pandemic, right? So my husband had to do everything. He had to work and do this. And I thought, oh my God, I have to help him. I cannot stay here just watching. I have to help him to manage those things nah? In this new country, new language. Oh my gosh. So the time passed, and 2021 was not that different from 2020 because people was still away from each other, wearing masks. So last year was the biggest year. So last year, oh my gosh, uh, I was feeling so trapped in my house, and I was feeling completely lost, and always with this idea that I have to help my husband, but at the same time, I was so scared. And one day I was, I don't know, it was like August or July or August, I don't remember. And I was on Instagram feeling the expression that I had to find something to learn this language. And everything was so noisy in my head, my life.
Oh God.
So I was slipping the cell phone in Instagram, and I saw that video, and everything suddenly was quiet, and all I could hear was Hadar's voice. And I was like amazed, listen to her, listen to you, because I'm talking to everyone, right? So um, suddenly my kids, I don't know, I don't remember, my kids just called me, and I had to leave my cell phone aside, and I didn't follow you. I
Mm.
missed you. So, oh my gosh, I lost it.
Who is that person?
Oh, so
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So one day after or two, I don't remember, I was like crazy in the cell phone, and I said, "Where is she? Where
I
is
didn't know
the
that story, Andrea.
where
Searching
is
on
the
Instagram. Yeah.
so where is the that pretty red lipstick lady?" I need to find her again. And finally, I found you, and I immediately pressed the follow button, and I am with you since then. And from that day on, I am with you, with your team, and this video, what you were talking about, new sound,
Mm.
and everything that you talked that moment made sense to me. It was for me. It was for me that video. So I became a new sounder, and now I am a beyonder.
Yes, but wait, let's wait with the story of what happened inside of New Sound to talk about the story of transformation that we're going to talk about after.
Okay.
But someone said in the comments, "You're making me cry," and
Oh,
I'm like a little teary as well, because I think that how you described your experience, like feeling so lonely and feeling so helpless. I mean, a lot of times when we think about a language, we think, okay, like, you want to communicate, or you want to be fluent. But for some people, it's fundamental for survival almost, right? It's not survival in the sense of like, yes, you could get food and you had a place to stay, but it's not that. Like, it's being a human in this world.
yeah,
You have
being
to have the
part.
language or not just the language, but to feel good in the language, to feel like it's yours, to be able to fully be yourself. Otherwise, you always feel like under the wing of your husband, or you need someone else's help, and you don't feel independent. And I think
Yeah.
Language does give you independence, which is critical, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So, wow, amazing. Thank you for sharing your background story. And in a second, we're going to go around and then we're going to come back to the transformation story. And you'll share what has helped you
Okay.
make a transformation to, speaking now in front of everyone so fluently and confidently, which is incredible. Your transformation is, wow. Okay, so we're going to move on to Jamie. And Jamie, tell us a little bit about you. Hi, Jamie. And also what was your situation and what has led you to search for the English transformation?
Awesome. Hi,
Hi.
how are? Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. I'm honored to be here, especially because you're an amazing uh, coach. I call you a coach because it's been something that it changed my life
Mm,
in a good way. So when my situation was pretty much, well, I was born and raised in Colombia, and I decided to move to Chicago 2000 in 2018. It's been 4 years ago.
mm-hmm,
And I moved to Chicago as an international student with this dream that, oh, I'm gonna speak English, and I'm gonna, because I was finishing my bachelor degree in finances, and I was like, I'm gonna be there, and I can start working, in my job as well, keep moving forward, because it was my first time living abroad.
wow.
So when I decided to just move completely, I didn't realize too many things. But when I came here to Chicago, that's when things start changing in a completely way that I didn't, wasn't expected for me. And
Mm,
I moved here first like 6 months as a student, like full-time student. They were teaching me. I came here at an international school here in Chicago, and they were teaching me the basics, like grammar, vocabulary, but they didn't give me, the guide, I would say, in that moment that I needed, and I realized until later. So, like, basically after 6 months I was feeling sad, for sure, because during the 6 months all of my I would say classmates, they were already, like, be able to communicate, and I wasn't there, like feeling like, okay, I came here for 6 months, and I thought, because that's another misconceptions about the language. When I was in
yeah.
Colombia, everyone, oh no, don't worry. Like, in 6 months, just take this course and this program, and you're gonna be fluent in 6 months. And I was like, that's what they sold me, right? And that was my
Mhm,
expectations for the whole thing.
mhm.
And then,
Yeah,
so
it's just like I'm just going to come and attend the lessons and then that's it. I'm fluent.
correct. And that after that, I feel like, okay, I need to keep practicing, and I decided to surround myself using the language. I
Mhm.
made friends, and because that's why I was reading, like, surround yourself, practice the most you can. But I wasn't listening, like passive learning. I was a passive learner in that
Yeah.
moment. And I always, listen to the whole thing, reading a lot, but I wasn't there. And I was like completely, um, I wasn't that pretty much, I lose my hope, for sure. And that was pretty much like 3 years, like pretty much that mindset, like, I'm not able
Wow.
probably to improve. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, because that was another thing. I didn't know what was missing, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh, what can I do? I've been doing pretty much what they saying, right? Practice reading and everything. So after that, I was looking around, searching many things, like, well, how can I do to improve? And I found you and YouTube, and you were talking and talking, like, about vocabulary, pretty much. And I didn't know about that pretty much you weren't a native speaker. So for me, it was like, oh, she has a great YouTube. I can tell she's amazing, but I didn't know, more about you. And I just started scrolling down as like looking for more resources from you. And when I found that you were a native speaker, and I was like, what, like pretty much that's what keeps my attention like so much. And then I saw you, and you were saying that that English is a great language, but you have to find the correct method. That's what I found from like what it catch me. And I was like, okay, I believe in you for sure. I was like, okay, I need to find more about her. And I signed up for one of your programs. It wasn't in that moment. Thank God, it wasn't beyond New Sound. It was Beyond, because I was waiting for when New Sounds open doors. So that was pretty much what I was thinking, and I joined Beyond, and oh my God, it changed everything because I was depressed in that moment. I was like, I didn't have that hope. And I always say that you give me that hope. And I'm so thankful, like thanks forever with you, because I feel that that's what you give me. Like, and you were telling me pretty much that I can improve. I didn't find the correct method and like long time ago. And that's what was happening. And since there, I was pretty much listening to you, and I would say that that's the great thing that I couldn't do that moment. It was just keep moving forward and find the correct grade to follow you.
I think what you said about when you were describing your classes at the beginning, which really connects to what you're saying now. And you said back then, I didn't know that this is not how it's best for me to learn. You said something, I'm rephrasing it, but you said like I wasn't, in a way you didn't challenge what you studied. You thought it was, I'm assuming you thought it was your fault that you're not advancing, right?
Correct. Yeah. I thought it was my fault. And I thought that it was always me, I didn't thought that I wasn't finding or wasn't follow the correct method, because when I found you, that's what pretty much I learned a method, a great community as well, because I think the community makes a huge impact in my life, because I found friends, I found a lot of great people who were doing the same thing, and support, like the support that this community has, that's incredible. I think it is something that it makes a unique community. Yeah. And I'm so grateful to be here.
I think for all of you, like the being active and being a part of the community and not staying away, because all of you were very, very active in the conversation groups and you were posting videos when we did the live round of New Sound. And I think that, having the right method is great, right? And this is my part in your journey. But you guys, you all were super committed to your success and to doing the work and to getting out of your comfort zone. So it's not enough to have the right method. You also need to have that persistence, resilience, and I also think that like the belief that it's possible for you to change, because all of you joined New Sound or started following me or started your English journey knowing that you deserve better and that it's possible for you. Because if you don't have those two understandings, nothing is possible. Like you're not going to be able to have any change. So I just want to acknowledge all of you and your hard work, which really is ultimately what created that transformation for all of you. So we're going to come back to you, Jamie. Thank you so much for sharing your background story. We're going to come back to hearing what was the key element. And I also wanted to say that community is a big part of it, because you're not supposed to learn English on your own. You're not. And and also to achieve any habit or to achieve any lifestyle that you want to have, you want to surround yourself with people who actually do the things that you want to do, because they inspire you to do it, and they hold you accountable, and they expect you to show up a certain way. So it makes us be a better version of ourselves when we surround ourselves with the right people. And I think that you are also providing that to, you have provided it to other students in the program. So now we're going to move on to Bushra, and you're going to tell us a little bit about your background story.
Yes, hello, Hadar, and hello, everyone. So I'm from France, and thank you so much for having me, Hadar. Thank you for all you have done with your different programs, and especially New Sound. It was magical for me. So for my background, I didn't learn English when I was at elementary class. Uh, I learned basic English in middle and high school, and it was mainly grammar and vocabulary, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Later, when I was preparing for my chemistry PhD at the university, of course, I needed English to read scientific publications. But fortunately for me, in chemistry, it's mostly symbols. And chemical symbols are the same in all languages. So I was lucky, you know. Yeah, really.
I don't know about lucky. It made you work harder a little later, but yes.
Yeah. But the symbols are the same in all languages. So
Right.
I was able to read the publications, but not to speak, you know. And you remember really once the international chemistry conference took place in France. And oh my gosh, it was a golden opportunity for me to show up and to present the results of my research, because it was important for my professional future. But we asked, of course, all the publication were in English only. And back then, my English wasn't so good. It was really bad, you know. So I asked my thesis supervisor to participate and to go. He agreed, but on the condition that I deliver the presentation myself, because his English was worse than mine, you know. Okay, I accepted the challenge, and I wrote my text and learned it by heart. And we went together to the conference. There was only maybe professors and supervisor from all over the world. I was the only student, and I was really scared. I remember that, for example, my supervisor who was sitting next to me was shaking, you know, and I asked, he was shaking, and it was me who must deliver the the presentation. I asked him to calm down and let me concentrate. And when it was my turn to speak, I explained that my English wasn't so good. And I asked them kindly not to interrupt me and to let me finish my presentation and to ask me their questions at the end. They were very kindly with me because they didn't ask me any question. But during dinner, I had a lot of professors, for example, who offered me to do my postdoctoral internship in the USA, but I didn't accept for familiar reasons. So I was always struggling with my English. You know, it was a basic English. After I joined in private school here in my city with native speaker teachers. It was grammar, vocabulary, a lot of phrasal verbs. I learned 100 of phrasal verbs. You know,
do you remember all of them now?
Not all, not all. I didn't know how to use them or when to use them. You know,
you didn't use them. Like, you didn't put them to practice if you just memorized.
Yeah. And it was all passive, you know, learning and nothing active. But one day, I ran into your YouTube channel, and I was, oh my God, she's magical. is she real? I couldn't believe my eyes when you said that English wasn't your native language. I got really addicted to your videos, and but I missed the train because when I did some investigation, it was a new sound, but it was too late for me to join a new sound, you know. So I understood that they had another program beyond. So I joined in beyond. And then, my God, I discovered the sprints, you know. They helped me a lot with my pronunciation, listening, and speaking skills. You know, I was here every day, you know, repeating after you and moving my body like you to look for the primary stress, you know.
The pronunciation dance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was really moving my body like you, and I was, oh my God. I think I don't have enough words to tell you how much I'm grateful, really, from all I learned from you. And after, of course, I joined in New Sound.
Wow. Well, first of all, it's so great to hear the full story. I heard bits and pieces of it throughout the like the time that we've known each other. But wow, what a journey! And I think that how you described how you were both so terrified before speaking in public, and this is an opportunity, a professional opportunity. It's for you to do what you're designed to do, and the fact that it was such a almost like a traumatic experience, it makes an impact, and it really starts questioning, or we end up, when we have such experiences, I bet that you start questioning your future or what's possible for you, because this is such a fundamental tool that we need to use. And I'm so happy that you decided to do something about it, and of course to be here. So we're going to come back and listen to your New Sound story, but that's a brilliant beginning, and I'm so honored that you joined. I'm so grateful to all of you for joining my programs eventually. Such an honor to know you. So from now, we're going to move on to Fabio, right below you. Hi, Fabio.
Hey, Hadar. Hey, everyone. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure for being here. Last year, I was literally on the other side of the screen watching some stories about New Sound, and now I'm here. I'm here telling my messages. So it's very interesting, and I'm so happy for this. So basically, before I'm from Brazil. I'm Fabio. I'm from Brazil. I also live in Brazil. And in short, my English journey starts some years ago after a traumatic experience abroad. So I have been to Colombia, and just to put in context, the official language in Colombia is Spanish. So I wasn't expecting to use my English there. So I stayed in a hotel surrounded by Americans, Canadians, and Europeans. And I tried so badly to keep a conversation with them, and I couldn't. And that day, I felt that I was an useless person. The feeling that I didn't have a tongue to communicate with them. It is the worst feeling possible. And ever since that day, I was with my wife there, and then we made a deal. Let's study English so hard because I'd like to get over this like forever. So ever since, like every day, I have been in contact with English, and you know, even though that I have been studying English, I used to have a huge problem about my lack of confidence. I had something in my mind all the time saying, the more you study in English, the more you realize that you are a fraud, that you can't speak in English. And this thought used to bother me in my entire life, not about just in English, but even in my personal life or my professional life, even for example, during my work. Every day I used to wake up with the same feeling. Oh gosh, my boss will figure out that I'm a fraud, that I don't deserve to work with this. So okay, it was time to change. I had to change. In order to reach my goals, in order to become a fearless person, I had to give a huge step. And thanks God that I found you. And after joining New Sound, I'm a new person. That Fabio of the past, it doesn't exist anymore because now I'm free. I have no fears anymore to use my English,
Wow.
and this feeling is priceless. Because sometimes I do this exercise to compare myself. I love comparing myself because I like remembering my stories from the past. 5 or 6 years ago, I was in a place surrounded by people that was using English to communicate, and I couldn't use my English. And now, look at this. I'm here with you all speaking English, and this is a dream. So, thanks a lot for this.
That is amazing. I'm like, it moves me to my core. And also, for those who don't know, Fabio is also documenting his journey. Like, he did that inside the community and on Instagram now. And we're going to link to all of whoever wants to share their socials later. But what compelled you to document this journey and share it publicly?
Well, first, I decided to start sharing my stories because I think it's a good exercise to expose myself because I had to. However, I started this process like some years ago, and it used to be a huge problem. And this is so interesting because I tried to record like the same video thousands of times. I used to record tons of videos, and that process becomes so overwhelming. Instead of being an enjoyable process of recording a video, it becomes so
Yeah.
overwhelmed. So it was frustrating. Even though that I was exposing myself, it was very frustrating. But nowadays, it's totally the opposite.
That's amazing. Okay, so later on we'll come back to hear what made the trick for you, and I think I know the answer, but I would love for you to share that later. All right, so moving on to Rafael. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Hadar. Hello, everybody. So I'm also honored to be here with you all. And so I'm Rafał. I'm from Poland. I still live in Poland. I work as a sales manager in IT company. I'm responsible for selling and delivering software solutions for my customers. And mostly, so I have contact with my local customers. I mean, in my country only, but from time to time, I have some opportunity to meet customers from abroad. And then during such meetings, English is the common language to communicate. And and before joining New Sound program, my starting point was that I tried to make some space for other colleagues who knew English better, for example, and I try to only to listen to to be such a supportive person, but recently I mean about a few months ago, so I had some, maybe not a moment, but a very stressful moment when I was alone during such conversation with one of potential customers. And it was horrible for me because I was so scared to speak with them in English, because so I only thought by being judged by others, to be evaluated by others only because I didn't know enough English. So uh, so uh, and that was that ignited me to do something, to find something which ultimately changed my life, changed my English, because on that moment I only thought about English, but So when I when I will talk later, so it wasn't only a change with my English, but also it was a change of also on my life. But before it happened to me earlier, so I went through the early education, similarly like Jamie said about that some this education mostly focused on grammar, on passing tests and so on. So even my knowledge of grammar is quite high, but still I couldn't speak, I couldn't talk with others, and I feel a big stress and big fear of speaking in English. So and I also try to make some exercises, like for example when speaking to the mirror or something similar, but that it couldn't it didn't work for me, to be honest, and that was something which missed myself, and I only think about, even I had some thought about that English maybe is only for some specific type of humans, that it's some trait or some features in somebody to know English, but after joining completely everything was changed, everything.
Wow, amazing. Like, I'm listening to all of you and I'm noticing two things. One is the trigger. So you all had like a pretty clear trigger, whether it was like a moment of conversation or whether it's a situation, a circumstance that you said to yourself, no more, I'm going to do what it takes to make a change. So that's the first thing. And the second thing, how unsuccessful attempts in the past, maybe not for all of you, but unsuccessful attempts immediately made you conclude that there was something wrong with you, right? Like that you were the one who was just not getting it compared to everyone else, or it's just me, I'm not talented, I'm not diligent, I'm not doing the work, I'm not blah, blah, blah. So like the story we tell ourselves and how much responsibility we take when things don't work our way or the way we want them to, instead of challenging how you learn or challenging the conventional teaching method that does not work for everyone, right? Definitely hasn't worked for me. And from what I see, it's also not for you, because sometimes you need a lot more than just the grammar and the vocabulary and the phrasal verbs. So it's really, really cool to see the common ground between all of your stories. So now moving on to Tiep. Hello. Last but not least.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here with you and all the fellow students from New Sound to share my story from my perspective. So my name is Deep. I'm originally from Vietnam, but I live in the United States now. And like me, I came here as a student. I was in school for 2 years. And then upon my graduation, I got an opportunity to work for an American company. And I've been working here for 3 years. However, I always struggled with my English to the point that I gave up completely on my English several times. When I first came here, I would say that I came here with my broken English. It was not bad, but it was just good enough for me to get an admission to a business school in the US. And going to a business school here, being surrounded with people who are really smart and really committed to their future is quite challenging. And I couldn't really communicate well to other people. I couldn't raise my hands to share my ideas or my thoughts in my class, even though that's part of the grades. Even I have to do it to get good grades. I couldn't do it. And once upon a time, I was forced to do it. I was called by a teacher, by a professional, and I stood up, and I couldn't like say anything in front of the class. I was so ashamed of that, and it's such a bad experience going to school here, and couldn't really express myself. I knew that I could answer it in my native language, but somehow I couldn't really say anything in front of the whole class. And that kind of experience kind of traumatized me a little bit. And also I got looked out by a lot of students in my class. They didn't want to be part of my group. They didn't want me to work with them on any projects. Not all of them were like that, but definitely some of them who are also international students had that attitude toward me, and that couldn't help with my confidence and my fluency. But I couldn't speak up. I didn't feel really confident when I speak up. I regretted everything that I said right after that. Such a bad experience. And somehow I managed to graduate and get a job, and things didn't get better because I entered the workforce, the work environment, where the expectations are even higher than I was in school. And for at least 2 years in my job, I didn't really say anything in meetings. I was really quiet. And one thing that I learned when living here is that here people judge you by the sound of your language, or especially English, because that's the language that they speak here. And it haunted me. For a long time, to the point that I said that I gave up on my English. However, I found you. At that time, I actually followed another English teacher, and in one of her videos, she talked about a list of podcasts that will help you improve your English and your confidence. And I checked you out, the Influency podcast, and I immediately feel that this is something I can do for myself. Like, I followed you. I learned a lot from you by listening to your podcast, even before I joined New Sound. And I navigated to become a member in the Influency community. And I started having conversations with people in there. And I met a lot of New Sound students at that time who didn't have anything but great things to say about New Sound. I actually was skeptical at that time, but I decided to take that leap of faith and sign up for New Sound. And only good things coming out of that until this moment.
Wow.
That's what I say about New Sound.
That's well, what a story. And it's like, what an honor. I'm like, even thinking about how our ways crossed each other's paths, like, like when all of a sudden there is a video on YouTube, could have easily been something else, like, so it's so interesting, those stories of how we came across each other. I mean, I was there on YouTube or in the Influency podcast, but so Teep, I want you to talk a little bit about if you could express the emotions that you felt, that day that you stood up in class. I want to talk about that experience specifically because I'm sure that people watching this right now would really resonate with you. And you couldn't express yourself and you couldn't speak. What emotions were triggered? Like, what was going on through your head and through your heart?
I was really scared and ashamed of myself at the time because I couldn't speak up. I always had this thought that I was not good enough. I was admitted to that school by accident. And sooner or later, people will find out about that because it's just an accident that I got admitted to that school, surrounded by smart people. And I was not that smart because I couldn't say anything in front of people. And I think these are all the symptoms of imposter syndrome.
100%.
And I think people who speak English as a second language at some point in their life have this experience. If not all of us have this experience at some point in our lives. And yeah, it's been haunting me for a long time. I still have that experience once in a while, but I would say it's less severe than before. And I'm now able to manage it when I hear that negative thoughts or voice in my head. But that's what I thought at the time. I thought I was a fraud. I was not good enough. I was not qualified. And sooner or later, people will figure it out.
Yeah. And it's, thank you so much for sharing this vulnerable thing. And I'm sure that people who are watching, who are now experiencing this, who had recently experienced this, I want you to look at all of these people here in front of you and know that this is where they were. And if you push through and if you believe it is possible for you, you can get to the other side. And now we're going to talk about the other side, because I want to hear now from you guys what is possible for you now that was not possible before. And if you can also say in one, like one or two elements that helped you inside of New Sound. So New Sound is my program. It's a holistic program that teaches you how to really overcome a lot of obstacles and show you the path to fluency, a lot of focus on pronunciation as well. But there's a lot there. So what was the main thing that was, or the biggest component in your transformation journey? So Andrea, first of all, let's start with what is possible for you now that was not possible for you before.
Well, oh my God, I could say New Sound for me was a milestone. And is that too much? No, it's not too much. Because I can say that all my fears, my insecurity, and my shyness about speaking English were replaced by courage, determination, and self-confidence. So today I can say, I bet everyone here knows that song from Sia, Unstoppable. And this is exactly how I feel now. I feel unstoppable, powerful, and confident. And I can do everything I want. I can do everything I want. So,
and that is coming from a lady who sat in her own living room and wanted to disappear because you couldn't understand anything. Look at that. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Look. So
goosebumps,
yeah. Of course, it's a process. It's an amazing process. And I was willing to do my part. I was willing to do my work. And I did it. I remember I did it to achieve my goals. I remember my goal when I started New Sound, was speak for at least 3 minutes without getting stuck, using the right words, the right expression, and understand people and make people understand me too when I speak. So I wish all of you guys can say that, but all of you that are watching now could see me before New Sound. It's all about me before and me after New Sound. It's a transformation. It's a complete, amazing. So I can do everything. If you ask me, I can do everything. And you see, New Sound not provide us so much more beside learning English, pronunciation, and fluency, which is great. It's amazing. You also learn there about yourself, your limits, and about your strength. You can do this, and also about respect others and respect yourself too.
Yeah.
So all this self confidence, self knowing yourself, help you to achieve your goals, to learn, to be open, to live all, observe all those methods, all those lessons, and it's like new sound. It's like imagine you go to the ice cream store and you pay for a scoop of vanilla ice cream, and the lady, where are you? The lady come back to you with an ice cream cone, with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, a scoop of a chocolate, strawberry, and pistachio. I love pistachio. And you have so much more.
We just, just like being able to use metaphors when you speak is just proof of the complete transformation. This is fluency, my friend. Being able to use a metaphor on the spot. Unbelievable.
Yes. Look at that, Hadar. Look at that.
Look at that, Andrea.
Yeah.
Oh.
I we learn so many things here. For example, and I talked to you about that before, Hadar. I learned here how to express my appreciation for others, for people. And I have learned to be nice, as I said before. Not that I am not nice, it's not that, but I learned how to understand the others' struggles, and I learned how to be more empathic, and because the community treat me like that, with respect, and they were empathic with me too. So since I started to talk with people in the sessions, and I started to posting my videos with my practicing, and I got all those comments just motivating me, and I thought, these are my people, and this is my place. I want to be here in this place forever. And it's a place when I feel safe, and where I can do my mistakes, and I will not be judged about my mistakes. I will be helped, and it's a place with...
You will just be able to express what you want to say. No one cares about the mistake. It's just like, what is it that you're trying to say? That's it.
Yeah, I will not be stopped about a bad comment or something like that. And it's a place with a generosity, with the quality in the English, quality of people that work hard, that are always together with a goal, with the same thinking, the same thought. So effective methods that help us to achieve our goals. I can say I was catapulted to an English level that I never thought I could reach.
Wow.
So if I was able to do this in 3 months, can you imagine? Can you guys imagine what I can do in 6 months, in 1 year? Because I will I will be here, I'm now and in beyond. But New Sound was the doors of heaven for me.
Wow, Andrea, I think the thing is that a lot of people think that they need to learn a lot to get to the next level, and we don't teach content, like we don't teach grammar, we don't teach give you lists of words. It's just like taking what you already know and showing you that you can use it, right?
Yeah.
It's just like giving you a way to actually make that knowledge accessible. I think that is what most people don't understand, that there is no need to learn new things to get to the next level. It's just like, let's make sure that you know how to use your thing. This is why the transformation is so significant without learning new things, because you surrounded yourself with the right people, you pushed yourself, you did the work, and you had a very clear method on what to do, how to do it, and you did it. So that's amazing, Andrea.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you get that, and let's move on to Bushra and hear what is now possible for you. What is now possible for you, Bushra, that was not possible before?
As I'm not living in a speaking English country, I don't need English in my daily life. And I don't need even for my job, even though I'm working for an American global company. But all the emails and the meetings are held only in French, So for me, it was, like a personal development to develop my English, because I need it just for me, for my pleasure. I'm passionate by English. I'm a kind of lover English, or English lover, English lover, So when I was in a new sound, I was like a baby discovering a new language, really, because for example, I didn't know there are 3 R's in English. I didn't know it at all, I had no idea about prosody, rhythm, intonation, maybe connected speech, and all this stuff we learned with you, And it completely changed my vision about English, It's like it wasn't anymore a burden with all the grammar rules, but it's just a pleasure to express myself and to be me, And in the community, you can make mistakes. It doesn't matter, because we learn from our mistakes, and the community is supportive, and nobody judge you. Nobody. On the contrary, they are here to encourage you, to push you to do your best. I remember, for example, we have breakout rooms. In one of the breakout rooms, I met Rafal, and I asked him and encouraged him to be my partner for power speech, to practice shadowing. And we enjoyed a lot together to, for example, to play the actor and actress and to play scenes from a movie, for example. So I can see that, for example, New Sound, it's not only for English. It's also for connecting and communicating with people, with the members from all over the world. And you can meet amazing people and make friends also, For example, until now, we meet Rafael and me, and we continue to practice together, to practice our English and to practice shadowing. It just, for me, it changes my vision about English. And now I feel that I'm enough with my English. I feel that I'm free, and English is mine. And for example, if tomorrow maybe my manager asks me to give a presentation in English, I will say yes. Okay, I can do it. I can do it now.
I wanted to ask you, like, if today, what happened back then would happen today, what would be your response? So this is it. Yes, I got it. Yes, I would do it.
Yeah, of course. Yes, I will do it. Yeah. And it's back then it was important, as I said, for my professional future. But now, it's important for me. But now, time flies, as you know, and you have a family, you have children to raise, you have a career to build. But at one time you have to take care of yourself. And now it's the moment for me with my English, and I take it.
Wow, I think I've heard that several times from students throughout the years, is like saying, now is my time, right? Like I took care of everyone, I did everything, I was pleasing everyone. Now it's my time to take care of myself. It's for my well-being. And yes, like even though you might not need it for work right today, it's like it's something that will help you fulfill yourself or feel self-actualized. And I think this is so important, and not less critical, even if you don't have a specific deadline or goal, but you're passionate about it. There's definitely room to fulfill that need, like you did.
And I remember once I went on a trip, in a English-speaking country, and I was enabled, to express myself, to connect and communicate. And I was really frustrated because normally I'm friendly and very talkative, But I was really frustrated. Now I'm sure that I'm going to travel and be able to connect and communicate without problem.
Amazing. And I want to talk about, before we go to Jamie, go back to Jamie, like I want to talk about something that both Andrea and Bushra said, that the community is, you're not going to be judged for your mistakes. Now, sometimes there is this perception that if no one corrects my mistakes, how will I know? So they feel like they need to be corrected constantly. And the thing is that while feedback on your mistakes is fantastic, like we do have, and beyond, we have speaking with feedback. In our coaching sessions, we give feedback. But when you are just speaking, and expressing yourself, and you feel that people are waiting for you to make a mistake so they can give you feedback or correct you, it really robs you of that sense of freedom and focusing on what you want to say and not on how you say it. And this is why it is critical for this transformation. It's such an important part. So that environment where you feel safe and that you're not judged, even though you might think, oh, feedback is good, or correcting my mistakes is critical. Yes and no, not always. Like when you have a very precise lesson with a teacher and they say that they're going to give you feedback, yes. But if you're speaking, you should focus on what you're trying to say, because that will really help you understand how to build an argument, how to use metaphors, how to use your voice to get what you want and to say what you want to say. So the environment, I believe, is critical. And luckily we have the most incredible community. Like we attract people with, who are genuine and full of heart and compassion, like Andrea said. And I think that really creates the best environment for people to thrive. Because a judgmental environment is not where you grow and thrive. You may intellectually get things, but you don't emotionally, and you don't develop. So yeah. So Jamie, what is? I mean, Jamie just sent me a message in our private chat, and she said, "Sorry, I'm working from home. This is why I had to take this call." So you're working in English, right? And so that is possible for you today. Tell us more about what's possible for you now.
Yeah, definitely. That's what's possible for me, working from home. What a pleasure. I think for sure. I was, as I said, I start applying for programs here in Chicago because of New Sound. I felt more confident. I feel like I got this, and I was able to enroll on an internship program, which is I would say it was a high level in that moment, because I was, for sure having limiting beliefs before New Sound. And that's what New Sound gives me, that courage to go for it and just apply and keep working and keep committed with myself. That's what I learned from New Sound. Be committed and believe in myself. I would say that that's pretty much what I did. And I applied for the internship. I did New Sound and also the internship both, which again, you can do New Sound. You can do it, like, for sure, for those who are busy, they can do New Sound for sure, because the time is so flexible. The whole schedule so precise, and I love that. That gives me for sure a boost, because again, I was able to keep moving forward with my studies, and I was doing New Sound, which I was like, New Sound, it was my fun time, right? That enjoy with the
Okay.
community, feeling like a very like the safest environment that New Sound has, to be able to communicate and play with my voice and do the whole steps that you have from New Sound. That gives me for sure that commitment and courage to keep moving forward. And after my internship, guess what? I got a great offer in a global company, which is a bank, a huge bank here in Chicago. And again, that's that I did, and I say yes to that great offer because of New Sound for sure. Because
Wow.
listening to you every single day that you can do it, I was when I felt, that I wasn't sure. I just had to reach out to the community, and they were for sure there for me, which I appreciate that so much. And then the work that I did with the community, with the New Sound for sure, about mindsets, about limiting beliefs, and I found a lot of things, because it wasn't just about the language. I found a lot of things from myself doing the whole process. I found that it wasn't me. I stopped, blaming myself, and I thought, I
Mhm.
always, thought about that, and I start believing for sure that it was possible for me, and I started doing sprints every single day, and I am the person who get WhatsApps. I wake up at 5 o'clock, and I do sprints, and I do my daily toolkit. That's what's pretty much New Sound. That's what I love so much, because it gives me, that schedule, and that precise schedule that I can just build, and I'm doing that. And before I go to the office, I do that, and I start like, like warming up, and when
And
I
you know
just,
exactly how much time it's going to take you, so you can plan it out and you don't go overboard or don't go. Yeah.
it's so convenient. It was it, and then pretty much the hot seats that you have in the and New Sound. It was like it's incredible what you do there, because when I was pretty much learning about myself, because I would say that the whole New Sound process is learning about yourself and learning a lot of
Wow.
things that you didn't even thought that you were missing, I would say it.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty much what is possible for me. I'm working with a global company. I for sure is a daily practice and a daily process, because shift your mindset and then that negative thoughts that constantly is gonna be there, no matter you feel like, oh, I'm speaking so well, but it's gonna be there always. It's just that, as you told me one time, Hadar, it's like just learn to move on, and
Mm.
learn to manage that anxiety is something that is priceless for me. I am so grateful that I was able to learn that in New Sound. And again, I'm being in here in Chicago. I've been searching a lot of college, a lot of programs, and nothing like New Sound, I would say, because that feeling that belong in a community, because that's another thing that I found. I belong to the community. I spend most of the time pretty much with my speaking partners, practicing, and it's always fun. That's the funny part, like you are practicing, it becomes like a routine, and something.
Yes. Yeah,
Go ahead.
like you want it to be fun. You want it to be entertaining. That's how you keep a habit, because you start enjoying it. And like what would motivate you to speak? What better way to motivate you to speak than to have people that you actually want to speak with, that you're excited about meeting and seeing and you're interested in them. So,
Correct.
yeah.
When I record myself, as Andrea said, like when I'm recording myself and I'm trying to well, play with my voice, because you teach us a new sound, and it's so always, it's more, it's fun and it's enjoyable. And I think, I don't feel that, that that having that limiting beliefs, is something now is bad. It's just something that is there, but I can overcome that limiting beliefs, and it's work on
Yeah.
that. And another thing that I just want to share with everyone is just, be 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 yourself. Like, learn to be yourself, and every and like, in any situation that you are, because let me tell you about what I what new sound did for me. Last year, at the end of my internship, I was able to do like, a public speaking, talking about imposter syndrome in
Wow.
my work. And learning that it's not just because we are non-native speakers, it's everyone has that. It's just something that we think like, oh, we are non-native speakers, we are the only ones who carry with that, right? We who had that. But no, it's not like that. And that's that courage, for sure. Is because of new sound, and because of the community, and it's because of the hard work that's, as you said, we do in new
Yeah.
sound.
And it's amazing, like, because when you start using the language, you have reached a level where it's no longer about you, because that public talk was no longer about you. It's like, how can I share my experience to help others, to make an impact? So all of a sudden it shifts from you to them, which really proves that the language is such a tool to make an impact in the world, and for us to step into our higher purpose, and not just to survive, right? So it's such a
Right.
beautiful story.
Yes.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you so much. And and we're going to move on to Fabio, who's going to tell us about what's possible for you.
Okay, let's go. First, once again, I'm so happy for being here. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so, well, in my opinion, English, actually, I could realize after New Sound, English is not just a language, but it's even more than this. It's like a self knowledge journey. Why I'm telling this? Because, as I said before, I used to suffer a lot about my lack of confidence. However, with a new sound, I start analyzing that I can commit mistakes. This is not a problem at all. I
Yeah.
used to be perfect every time when I had to speak in English or do another tasks. I tried to be perfect all the time, and it
Mm.
was very hard. For example, when someone give a compliment about my work, I couldn't take that. I used to say, "Oh, but every person is capable to do this," and I
Yeah.
couldn't
Take it
take
for
that.
granted. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And so now I've become the Fabio. I'm become the person that I always wanted to be. And if I could materialize new sound into an object, I'd say it's like a key, the master key
Wow.
to open up our brains, to understand our life. Because it's not just about English, as I said, it's about the whole universe. It's about our life, our professional life, everything. Everything is connected through English. And I'm so great for that because now I can feel this freedom. I'm totally capable of speaking English. Or, for example, nowadays, in order to expose, keeping practicing my English, I started a channel on my YouTube just to practice my English. So let me tell you guys, I love playing video games. It's a passion. So I mix this passion, this habit about playing video games with my English. So my channel is dedicated to practicing my abilities, practicing my speaking skills at the same time that I have been playing a new game. So around 3 months ago, 3 months ago, not sorry, I was seeing the length of new sound. So before a new sound, I've never thought that I could like record myself playing a video game or other contents because it was so overwhelming. It was so frustrating recording myself and over I had to pause, delete my content and start over again.
Oh, That's
Yes,
so defeating. Yeah, so frustrating.
yeah, exactly. And talking about the community,
Mm.
a high point that I'd like to mention here, we are humans. So basically, there are some days that we are not feeling good. That's okay. And on that day, I try to watch some content, some videos recorded by my friends here, and watching those contents, it was a motivation to me because I
Mm.
could celebrate that victory together. So yeah, it was a pleasure being here in New Sound, and of course I will be here forever because, as Andrea said, this is a family. I
Yeah.
feel this different energy here inside. So I feel so embraced by everyone and by hugged by everyone. So yeah.
And I think that when you give yourself freedom, this is where creativity comes into your life, to like that makes things interesting. When Bushra says to Raphael, let's keep practicing together and do the speeches, and for you, when you're like, okay, how can I combine my passions
Yeah,
so I really make it fun for me, you helpful for others, or fun for others, and I practice my English. But I think even to get to a place where you have that creative idea, it requires a lot of permission. It requires a lot of freedom. And I think that this is what made a difference for you, so that you could do the things for yourself that would
exactly.
move you forward and also keep you motivated and inspired to do this work.
Exactly. Hadar, during my work, it's very rare to use in English. So I had to create an environment surrounded by English. So this was my strategy. Okay, as long as I like playing video games, why not mix my desire to speak in English with my passion? So at the beginning was pretty hard, but today is a pleasure when I have to open my camera to say something in English, or when I have been recording my content, or right here when I have to express my thoughts. It's easier. It's so easier. It's lighter. It is so natural. I think this is the word. It's so natural because
Oh, I
everything
love
that I have
that.
been saying now is from my heart, and this is the truth. So thank you, Hadar. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Fabio. Such an honor. Thank you. And Rafael, you said something about that it hasn't just changed your English, it's also changed your life. So do you want to speak a little bit more to that and tell us what is different for you now?
With pleasure. Yeah, I agree. So, by the way, I agree with Fabio. So, because I also think that English is a passion, and if it's something is like a passion, so even if you put some effort in that process, so but it isn't an effort, but it's like a pleasure because you do with a pleasure, with satisfaction, and that's a amazing thing like that English for us is passion. And so the first thing is I want to say that I wouldn't be here if I didn't join to the New Sound program. So for me it's also a great pleasure to be here now, but for those of you who don't know me, so before starting the New Sound program, I almost I've I barely speak English. Really, it was so hard for me to speak out loud anything, but only after 3 months, so something happened, something changed, not only in my English but also in my mind and in my perceiving other things uh, in my life. So it was a great change in myself, for myself, and from that moment on, so first, I'm open for new opportunities, not only in my private life, but also in my professional life. So the
Mhm.
second thing is that yesterday I came back from London. So I was there with my son to show him London, and of course, my second goal was to verify my English in the English speaking country in English-speaking places, and so the amazing was that when I went there, so I felt like in my native country, really,
Wow.
because I could communicate. I could, for example, in Tube, so I could speak with others, to ask somebody. So even on the King's Cross station, so it was so many people who was talking in English, that it was funny, but it makes me it was really enjoyable for me, because I felt in this place like almost like like in my city. So it was amazing. And of course, I want to also tell you about community, because community is another thing which before joining this program I didn't realize that it is so important for the process of learning. So Bushra is one of my best friend, thanks to this program, because we met. Thank you. We met each other in this program. All of you guys, Andrea, Jamie, Fabio, Tip, we also friends, and so it is the community can give so much support, which is necessary, especially in some hard times, because everybody from time to time has such situations when need to be supported, when feel that if I'm down or something like that, but when you can talk with others about it, so it is so important, because you can share your thoughts about or concerns about something, and then you realize that it is not the worst situation in your life, and you can overcome this and to move forward, and this community is so important thing that without that now I don't even imagine how my life could looks like. So
Wow.
it is a very, very important thing. So that's my thought about it, and in general, I'm open for new opportunities. And what's more, I even try to find by myself such new opportunities to talk in English. So that's
Wow.
amazing.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I think, and I want to talk about what you just said. A lot of times people wait for the right opportunity to start working on their English or to make a difference, right? That trigger that we talked about. So people wait for that, and they think that that is the opportunity that will make them change. But the truth is that we have to create those opportunities, because when really the opportunity comes and you're not ready, it's too late to start making a change. Usually when an opportunity comes, you need to be ready already.
Yes.
And when you're not, this is the feeling of frustration, or like you're missing out, or like you're not good enough for the situation. But when you create the opportunity, like you are constantly, whether it's the opportunity of speaking or the opportunity of making English a part of you, then that's when things happen to you.
Yes, yes, yes. This is the transition in my mind, that in a way, so I perceived all of this situation in a different way, in a way of being a new occasion for talking, for even to gaining something new, or even to finding out about something. So it doesn't matter, but yeah, it's unbelievable, but it's real. It's really real, and it suits me the best.
Amazing. Rafael, thank you so much for sharing your story. Beautiful. Teep, what about you? What do you feel? So just again, the question for those who maybe joined us now, or so the question is, what is possible for you now? We heard your story from before. So what is possible for you now? and also what was the main thing that helped, that was like the biggest part of the your transformation story?
Mhm. Well, I actually couldn't say enough about what is possible for me now after I finished New Sound. But I would say that before New Sound, I had a fixed mindset when it comes to English, even though I don't think I have a fixed mindset in other areas of life. But during my time in New Sound, my mindset started to change in a better way. I started to shift my mindset from fixed to something in between, not exactly to growth yet, but I think my mindset will continue to shift in the right direction. And I've been working on it since I joined New Sound, and couldn't be more grateful for learning about mindset and how to shift it from fixed to growth. And I can actually apply that transformation method to not only my English, but other skills in life. And it's been really helpful. And I think that's part of what transformed my English and myself. I feel much more confident now. I told you about the story of me standing up and not being able to speak up in front of my class, right? Now I don't really seek for more opportunities to speak up, but when I'm given an opportunity to do that, I do that. I'm not that afraid anymore. I want people to listen to me. I want to fight the power in my voice, especially when I talk to native speakers at work, which had been a challenge before New Sound. And right, like everyone said, it's a journey, it's a process. It's not just an event that happened overnight, but just believe that you can make it happen by yourself, by being committed, by just giving it a chance. I thought that my English would never get better and I would never be free in speaking English. I didn't know how wrong I was until I New Sound, to be honest.
Wow.
There's still a lot of room for improvement for sure, because English is a lifelong journey and we can't really stop at one point because we were not born with it. But I think I found the right method and the determination to continue my journey with English. And New Sound, I would say, is one of the best investments, or if not the best investment that I've made for myself and my English, and it's paying off every single day. I got noticed from my coworkers, from my managers, saying that they see an improvement in my English and my communication and my confidence.
Wow.
And I just learned last week that I got a promotion. I know that I've been talking about wanting for a promotion in New Sound, and I brought it over beyond. But it was official. It's official now that I got a promotion, and I was really happy about it. And that's the result coming out of New Sound. The transformation that I worked on during New Sound, and even after New Sound, because I'm a member of Beyond now, where I can take what I learned from New Sound to the next level and continue my journey with all of the friends here and other friends that I made during New Sound. And I couldn't say enough about the power of this community to make my dream or my goal possible, because I couldn't do this alone. Receiving a lot of encouragement, nice words from people like Andre, Jamie, Burja, Rafael, and Fabio here. It's been great, and I couldn't do it without people in New Sound community, and then beyond where I'm at now.
Wow.
So Yeah,
That's amazing.
I can say about it for a whole day, but just shell. I
But
felt
the
like
results speak
the
for
power.
themselves, you know, the result, which is just you speaking now so effortlessly and you know, in such a compelling way, and the results that you see in your professional life, just speaking up more, and as a result, like, or finding your voice and asking for what you deserve, whether it's a raise or a promotion, like, it's really not just the language. And I do think that when you are able to break barriers in English and find your voice in the most both literal and metaphorical way, you do develop as a human, as a person, as an individual. You see all of them here. The changes are not just in English. It's about not what you think is possible for you in English, what you think is possible for you in life. And it's so nice to see how all of you are really proof to the fact that this works, you know. And and what you all said, it requires commitment. It requires for you to get out of your comfort zone, to stay persistent, to work on feeling motivated, because the motivation comes and goes, and you have to like remind yourself why you do what you do, and again go back to believing that it's possible. You guys, I am so incredibly honored to be here today and to hear your stories and to have had you in my program. Such an honor, so that I could be a part of this incredible story of yours. If you could give people one piece of advice, and let's keep it short because we're like already out of time, but one piece of advice to people who are where you were a few months ago, what would you say? So we're going to go according to order, like a lightning round. Andrea, what would it be?
For the ones that are worried about how can I do this? I will not have time to do this. As Jamie said, you do your time. You make the time to do this, because we always make the time for the things we love. And I can tell you, believe me, you will gonna love to be part of New Sound. And also, it's a life-changing. It's everything. It changes everything. I also would say that, of course, I still have to improve my English. My vocabulary needs to be improved. But and I will have some challenges, but now is different. Now I feel ready to face the challenges. So this is what you people that are watching have to face. You will be ready. You will be able to speak, to put your voice out, to change completely.
Wow. And it's so true what you said about making time for it, because no one has time. We live in such a busy world and life, and most people who need English are already busy with life, most of them. And it's like you'll never have the time to invest in something that you want to develop in yourself. No, you make the time for the things you love and the things you need. And it's again, like now it's your time, right? It's not about making time for other people or making time to make sure that they're happy, but how about make time for yourself? Yeah. Amazing. Awesome advice. Jamie, what about you? What would you say? One piece of advice.
I would say that I wish 4 years ago found you for sure. So I found you just last year in June 2022. And since there, it's been changing a lot of things completely, to the way I think, to the way I act, the way I perceive things now, and just moving forward with my mindset to be, having a growth mindset, and a lot of in social ways that I didn't know before. So for those who are watching now, I wish I I found you, or I found someone who were talking about this type of topics, because again, it was in my case, and I think we are related here, about I didn't find you before, and everyone's was saying up there, something like sending or selling a lot of programs, but it didn't work. And I would say, because this is a unique program, you're gonna find things like for in the beginning it's gonna be weird, so people giving compliments about small things, about like how you are speaking, and how and that makes you feel like, oh, I can do this. And
Yeah,
that's
like you realize that actually it's not as worse as you thought it is in your head, right? As
correct.
bad.
And embrace your mistakes. That's a huge thing that I learned from that. Just move on, because you're gonna always have mistakes. And something that I learned from you is, in order to you get better, you have to make the mistakes, and you have to speak up. Okay, you didn't find the correct verb, word, move on and try it again. And that's what I do try with my colleagues. Most of the time they don't get it, and like, okay, I'm gonna repeat myself, and again and again and again. In that persistency that I learned from New Sound, that repeating the words like 30 times out loud, and that works actually. And that's what I learned. And I now is like, okay, people don't, if they don't get what I want to say, it's I'm gonna repeat myself, and I'm gonna try it slowly, or like to get it that.
Yeah, so just like you said, move on. Like, let's do it. Let's see this work. No, what else works? So this is a good piece of advice. Amazing, Jamie. Thank you. Bushra, what would be your piece of advice for someone who is where you used to be?
Yes, for me, really don't hesitate to join in New Sound. For me, it was the best investment I made for my English, For example, before your program, I wasn't so active in social media, and I would never post a video of myself, But question of mindset, I needed to face this fear and to get out my comfort zone, in order, for example, to share my thoughts and to put into practice what I was learning with you by making videos, So in New Sound, you are not alone. You have Hadar, you have our coaches, Christina and Elena, you have the ambassador. They are all the team is here for you, ready to help you, And you need just because the process, I know the content is good, and the lessons, all the lessons are precise. You just need to show up, to be consistent, and to do the work. We are always all busy. Even though you are busy, you can always, take what you need, just what you need from the program, and organize your journey. Work on which is the most important for you, and really learning in English, learning a language in general, doesn't need to be boring, when you enjoy, as I did, for example, in New Sound, when you enjoy the process, you're gonna see it's so easy to finish the program, but you need to invest time. Yeah, it's really good. You need to invest time, even maybe 20 minutes every day, but be consistent and do the work. It's like your homework. You have to do it.
But homework you want to do, not like the dog ate my homework. I love that. Thank you so much. I agree with you 100%. And I think that to get to the finish line, and we invest a lot of time and effort into thinking what would help our students get to the finish line. And I think this is something that we need to remember. Like it has to be fun, it has to be engaging, and you have to have the milestones to get there. All right. So Fabio, what would be your piece of advice?
Okay, first, Hadar and this incredible team put a huge effort with love with this program. So it is so motivated, when we have to enter on the community, watch the videos. we create a connection. Even though I'm just looking through the screen, I believe like Hadar is a part of my family and the team, also the team. It is so real, the connection. And besides, once again, I have a paper here with you can. I'm not sure if you can
Yes, we
read
can.
this. Yeah, and this is totally true. At the beginning, it was very hard to believe on it because I spent literally more than 30 years of my life suffering about my lack of confidence or believing that I was the definition of the imposter syndrome. And right here, in just 3 months of this incredible program, it's like there is a magic behind. There is a huge magic behind New Sound. And now I'm a new person. So I'm so thankful for this program. So if you'd like to know yourself, if you'd like to improve yourself, definitely this is the right place for you.
Wow. Thank you. And I love that little note. You can. If there is one big piece of advice that that would be it. You can. Thank you. Raphael, what would be your piece of advice to?
Yes, yes. I want to tell everybody that making mistakes is a natural way of or method of learning anything, special English, but anyway, anything to be honest. So it is something obvious, but it's real. But if you expect some change, you can do something to get this change, and so you shouldn't think too much about something, but you need to make a decision because the action is the start point of doing something and expect some changes. So guys, if you really want to change something, you need to do this. You need to do this, and that's all. It is mm, I know that it is a kind of maybe a bit of risk because or uncertainty or going out of your comfort zone. It is a normal thing, but without doing such things, it is impossible to expect any kind of change. And if you really want to do this only for you, not for your family, for kids, or any other persons, but only for you. And it is your time, and you need to do only for yourself. So this is your decision, and let's do it together.
This is so good. And what you said is like, sometimes we think that the action is making a decision, and then we're caught up with like deciding, how much time in our life we spend trying to make a decision. Is it right for me? Is it not right? And then either we lose opportunities or we waste time, or we're not using that time to be in the action and actually do the things. Decision making this, like, it's not related, like it's sort of related to what you said, but I think it's such a good point. Like, make the decision quickly and then focus on taking the action. I love that. Thank you, Raphael.
Thank
and
you.
Teep, what would you say?
Well, I would say that I know a lot of you have doubts and are skeptical about New Sound. You even asked yourself how a 3-month program can change anything while other programs cannot, or what is so special about this, right? I understand that because I was in the same boat before I decided to make this investment. However, I took that leap of faith, enjoyed New Sound, and I know for sure that I will never regret that decision. The return on investment from New Sound is really high. It sounds really technical here, but I believe you will bring it for the rest of your life, as I do, or I will. And I call it investment for life, just 3 months. Wow. So with that being said, please think about it. And when you feel you are ready, sign up for it. I believe you can only see positive things coming out of it. And I think other students here would agree with me too, from what they said. So yeah, it's investment for life. I was hesitant before, but as I said, this is one of the best, if not the best, investment or decision that I made for my English journey.
Wow. Such an honor to hear that and a privilege. So thank you so much. And thank you for sharing that. And so again, I want to say thank you so much for sharing your story and opening up and taking this time to tell people about yourself and about what's possible and also about New Sound. Obviously, New Sound is a program and it's an investment, and maybe it's not for everyone. So I want you to understand that if it's possible for you, we would love to have you inside of New Sound. But if it's not possible for you, then I want you to take from what they said, like I think the two things that I hear is surround yourself with the right people. So build a community for yourself. And also mindset is one of the most important things that, you know, we're responsible for those transformations that you've seen. So whether or not you decide to continue with us together into New Sound, remember that these are two things that you don't usually associate with English, yet they were fundamental in their stories. So I think that this is also something to remember. And of course, whoever is interested in New Sound, we're going to open doors in just a few days, and we'd be more than thrilled to bring you into our family as well. And to my friends, my dear students, Jamie had to leave because she's at work right now. So Andrea, Bushra, Fabio, Rafael, and Teep, thank you so, so much. I love you all very much. And thank you everyone for watching and sharing this time with us. Have a good day, everyone. And we will talk to you soon. Bye. All right, I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for staying until the end. And if you want to find out more about New Sound and how you can join as well, then check out the link in the description, or you can just go to hadarshemesh.com/join. It is an opportunity to make a real difference in your English and enjoy while you're at it. Have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye.